So for the past month, I've hired an editor to take on all of my projects and be a part of my business. So in today's video, I wanted to share the insights and benefits of having an editor, what it's been like. So let's get into the video right now. So the first benefit of hiring an editor is, for the first time ever, I've caught up on all my work. I have no backlog. It's never happened in years. Honestly, since I've been doing photo video stuff, I've always had existing projects always on the back end. Whether I'm doing quick turnaround projects, once I would be done with those, I would have either a wedding video or a long form video project. But having an editor now allowed me to clean that up entirely. So a little bit of backstory, I hired an editor last month and they worked on every new project that came in, and I worked on everything that was still on my backlog. I was able to clear that up in the first few weeks, and they did all of my new projects that came in, and now at the end of the month, fresh month, I'm starting with the slate clean, and that's never happened before. So not only was I wanting to hire an editor simply because I was feeling overbooked, taking on too much work, but also a lot for my personal life. I'm a dad now and I have a baby at home, and one of the biggest things I want to do is spend time with my wife and kid, and just making more time for that has just been finally possible because I have, another piece of my business being taken care of while I can enjoy, things like that and not just have to constantly be editing. And I also now have time to make videos like this. Normally these videos I would have to squeeze in and make time for, and it just half the time wasn't really possible. So I'm satisfied now that I can actually, plan these videos, put time that I want to, and still have my business running perfectly fine. And because you're able to take on more work, take better care of your clients, help grow your business, you can actually now raise your prices, and you have a really good reason to do that. You're taking care of them, going the extra mile, doing more efficient work, more consistently, better turnaround times. So now you can actually compensate for that investment or expense for an editor by simply raising your prices because they should be.
Cha-ching!
Raise your prices.
That's a note to yourself.
Honestly. Client experience is more consistent no matter how much work you have. What I mean by that is, for example, I would be out on a shoot and then my editor would be working on projects that are, needing to be done. That was never possible when it was just me, when I was shooting, when I was editing, when I was delivering, doing everything from start to finish. So now I can be out shooting multiple projects and have projects being done by an editor at the same time. So now the client experience is better because projects are being done faster and more efficiently, and it doesn't matter how much work is being taken on because it's still gonna be delivered at the same time and probably faster than the expected turnaround time. Actually able to take on more work and make more money. I know initially you might be thinking like, well, if I hire an editor, now I'm gonna be making less. Well, it's actually the opposite, because this month I was able to take on more work than I actually would have been able to if I didn't have an editor. Because working on all these projects that might take a couple days, couple weeks, all of them range different times, I would have been able to take on as much work as I did. So having an editor actually allows you to make more money even though you have to take on that investment or expense of hiring an editor. So the trade-off is much more worth it and your business can grow. So as a freelancer and as someone who runs their own photo video business, I've always been just 100% hands-on and never had anyone else really work on my own stuff. And it was really hard, I have to admit that. It was so hard letting go of that control aspect of someone editing my work. But letting go of that actually really didn't make a difference as far as the quality of the work, because everything still came out great. I kind of just showed them how I would do things, and everything turns out awesome, and the clients are just as happy, because if not happier, that their stuff's being done more consistently and on a quicker turnaround. So one of the things that I definitely struggled with is letting go of the little details that I want to put in the edit, making sure it's this, color graded like this little sound effect. But honestly, what I really notice is half the time, clients aren't gonna really notice that. Not to say that the work is less quality, because it isn't at all, but just the fact that they care more about having their stuff done more efficiently, having it turned around faster, because they're running their own business. So being able to take care of your clients in that aspect is so much more important. One of the biggest things that I struggled with letting go of certain creative aspects was just that, is the work gonna be the same? Is it gonna be really a representation of my work? Is it gonna change the face of my business? But it hasn't at all. If anything, it might have made it better because again, now the work is being done more consistently and I found a really good editor. He's a good friend of mine and he's also a great video editor, and it's not like I might be the best editor in the world because I know I'm not. And so someone else might also be bringing things to the table that can actually make your work, your business even better. So I've been doing this now for a month, having an editor do my stuff, and I can honestly say that I'm just so happy that I did that decision because now it's something that I know that I want to keep doing long form, whether I continue as a freelancer or if I kind of turn this into a business. Having an editor has drastically changed it because it just opens up so much more opportunity for growth, for having better time management and more consistent work. So it's definitely something that I'm so happy that not only they're really happy doing, but also I'm happy to do. So overall, I'm just so satisfied that I went this route. So if you're thinking of hiring an editor, one of the things you should look for is if you're constantly being booked. If you're constantly being booked in the same types of things, then this is something where you could really benefit for having an editor. You're gonna have to take on that expense, but look at it more as an investment. But if you're constantly being booked, it's definitely gonna pay for itself in no time, and you're gonna be happier in the long run because you'll be more mentally stable because you're not constantly just worrying about deadlines and just being overworked at home with your editing, and it's gonna just be better for the long run. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hope you all enjoyed this insight on what it's like having an editor. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment down your thoughts. Would love to get back to you guys, and subscribe if you haven't already. I would love for you guys to be a part of the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.